Oh, God, you remember the guy who took out the front door? Oh, my God. We just moved back, too. And finally, after 15 911 calls, 4 in the morning, here's 9 cops and an ambulance lighting up fucking 12th Avenue. Every neighbor all the way up and down the street was going, what the hell? They were out there picking that dude's teeth up. He was a hired muscle in California. He was my buddy's dad, and he was up there visiting him. And he was at my house drinking while I was at work. And when I got home, he was already good buzz. And I was sitting in a lazy boy with my feet up. And he was standing here, and he was all fucked up. And he's telling me all these stories about all this shit he did, you know. And I was like, well, I ain't gonna fuck with him, you know. Well, I guess I am. Anyway, Mike was sitting in the other chair over here. And Mike had a beer sitting on the counter right here, which was kind of right behind the guy. Well, the guy went, oh, and he seen it, and then he went, oh, that must be mine. And by the time he turned around, Mike was already going, whoop. And the guy was like, so he started giving Mike shit. And I was like, hey, leave him alone. What do you think you're doing? And these guys were all here, and they were little. They were kind of off on the edge. Not out in the action area, you know. But they were still too close. I was going, you know, what's my next move? So I'm like, hey. And he went, turned at me, and he kind of stumbled at me instead. He'd grab Mike like this or something. And I go, hey, got him. So he comes and just lands right on top of me. In a lazy boy with my feet up, you know, the thing's out.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get no movement from there when the guy outweighs you. And I'm like, well, what are we going to hug? So I was like, well, let's test the waters. So I had him kind of like this when he landed. I went like this. You know, just a little, just slightly, and he just freaked out. And I went, oh, that's why I did the test. So I was like, oh, and I go, and I shoved him up as hard as I could, and it was just enough to get my foot up high enough to get him right here and go, whoo. And my whole thing is, don't hit the heater and don't hit the TV. That's how in control I am. And I got him right, he clipped the heater, which I thought was good, because it didn't hurt the heater, and it might have hurt him a little, which will help me.
Yeah.
And he didn't break nothing. By that time, you guys were all scattered out the back way. And I'm like, hey, my kids are fucking here. What the fuck do you think you're doing? I had him on the ground, and I don't know what the hell I was doing. But I got him to the door, and I had him by his feet. And I was swinging him around and lifting him up, and I looked down, and it was like his neck was about ready to snap right off because the way I had him. And I went, oh, and I went, whew, and spun and flung him, and he landed mostly out the door. Then I got the rest of him out the door, and I shut the door. Then I called his son, and I go, man, your dad's over here just freaking out. And he goes, oh, we're talking. About that time, 3 of my windows bust out in the front door. Guy's got his hand inside, and he's going, reaching, finding that door lock. And I'm like, dude, I gotta go. Your dad's trying to break in. I dropped the phone, and I ran from the kitchen full speed, and I went, wham, and I kicked him right here. And a dead run. And he was going... And I go, oh, that ain't good. So I'm holding the door closed, so he can't get back in, man. And I'm like, Mike, I go, give me a weapon, get me something. And I turn around, Mike's standing there with a fucking broom, and I go, oh, okay, I got an idea. Okay, I can use this, thank you. At first I thought, are you fucking kidding me? Look how big he is, look how skinny this broom is. Oh, so I go, well, he broke 3 windows out. So I just went out and I go, wham, 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 and I start just waylaying him right here in the ribs. All that did was back him up just enough so I could go and catch him right here. And his head went, whoop, and he went, and he didn't move for a split second. I went, is he gonna die? Is he gonna fall? You know, I was waiting to see what was gonna happen. I knew something was gonna happen. And he goes, and started going like this backwards, heading across the porch. When he got to the edge of the porch, the kids had like 5 bicycles in a pile, and he landed right on that fucker. Well, a pedal hit him in the mouth, and his teeth went shooting out into the 12th Avenue off our porch, and he dropped. And we'd already called 911 like 10, 12 times. Sue was in there, and we had just moved back. They hated us, and we'd been gone for, 6 months, a year, and here we got. So, finally... I go, you better get here. I think he might be dead. Because I'm not opening the door. But he ain't moved it at all since he hit there. And I go, I think I might have killed him, you know. Well, then they finally come. Well, just before they get there, oh shit, he's moving. He's moving. And he got up and he got on my rail and he went whoop and flipped over the rail, over my bush, into the rock garden and out onto the sidewalk and was laid out. And here come 8 cop cars and 2 ambulances and shit lighting up the street. And Sue was standing on the front porch, and there was Barnett, Bergen, and all them fuckers, and she goes, "We're back!" And I go, "It's about fucking time you got here, fucking assholes." And I walked in the door and slammed it. Because, fuck, I've been waiting for you guys forever, man. You know how much shit I had to do that I shouldn't have to do? When you call 911, especially in a small town, they should have been there. But they were like, "Oh, it's the Hackelmans." So we'll get there when we're goddamn good already. Well, they were out there they picked eight of his teeth up out of the street. All right? And they were like, Jesus. And then Barnett comes to the door. Well, he has to talk to me. Because I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't even want to talk to him. He comes to the door and he goes, "Well, did you use any weapons?" And I go, "Well, I used a broom through the door to keep him out of the house." And he goes, "Okay, no weapons, huh?" And then he went to the next question. He asked about 4 questions. He went, "Okay, see ya." You know, he wasn't doing shit. I go, "All right, cool. So it's going to be all cool about that." So I go to work and I was telling all my friends about what the fuck happened and shit. And they were like, a couple of them were like, "Yeah, sure. He beat up this big guy, you know, that beats up people for a living." And then I came in like maybe 2 weeks later. And this big guy, I kind of knew him. We weren't in the same group, you know, but we were friends. And I walked in and he goes, "Dude, remind me never to fuck with you." And I go, "Huh?" Because he never talks. You know, he's a real quiet guy. I go, "Huh? What are you talking about?" He goes, "That dude." I go, "What dude?" He goes, "That dude you were telling that story about." I go, "Huh? What about it?" He goes, "I picked him up hitchhiking the other day." He goes, "He was coughing up a lung. He could barely get in my truck. He looked like he'd been in a fucking train accident." And the guy was telling him all this story about how he'd fall off a ladder and shit, but he also told him he was up there to see his son. He was from California, and then, you know, about 5 of the things I had told him, and he was going, "Oh, this is the guy Robert beat the fuck out of." The guy could barely get in the truck. He's like, "Dude, let me never to fuck with you. You're psycho." Hey, you gotta protect the family, man.
Yeah.
Get all crazy in my house. That ain't happening. It's like hitting a woman in my house, man. You're out the door in blood.
Right.
That was his son, actually.
Yep,
His son.
Yeah.
yeah, and his wife.
He punched Pam at my kitchen table, and I fucking went right over the table.
Pam, I remember Pam.
You want to beat your old lady, beat her at your house, not at mine.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he knew that. I hated fighting him, though, because he had long, girly